Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I just got done watching Fear Street Part 1, 1994. This is a Netflix film that I believe was made by or written by R.L. Stine. I know R.L. Stine is famous for the Goosebumps books, and I grew up on that show. When I first heard that Netflix was going to take his story and make a rated R thing of it, I thought, what? I immediately was curious and interested. This film is directed by Lee Janiak. And first things first, the very beginning of this movie was like Scream. I got absolute, total Scream vibes from the beginning of this. Especially, it starts off with Maya Hawke, who some people might know from Stranger Things this last season. She's the daughter of Ethan Hawke. But not just that, the score of this, like the opening credits, the music sounded like Scream. And then I saw that this was scored by Marco Beltrami, who did the score for Scream. So I'm like, holy crap, we're going to get not only a 90s slasher film, but it's clearly inspired by my favorite horror film of all time. I was immediately hooked. I was immediately ready to dive into the film. We get introduced to some of the main characters. Dina, who she is a lesbian. She's in love with this girl Sam, but they're going through a breakup more so because Sam doesn't really want to be out. And then all hell breaks loose as far as the kills and what is really going on behind them. Is it a slasher like I initially thought, or is it more supernatural? I really enjoyed this. I did. I'm pretty close. In fact, why not? I'm just going to say that I loved what I watched in this film. Everything that I mentioned before about the Scream vibes were there. And is it 90s nostalgia for me? Yeah, sure, but I didn't think the movie was too in your face with the 90s stuff. The music, it was there, but it wasn't overload, or at least I didn't feel the 90s overload. I appreciated that this was bloody and gory. Whatever R.L. Stine thought by saying, hey, F it, I'm done with this little kid stuff, you're going to see kids die. And I mean in some brutal and vicious ways. Now, the film is more supernatural than what I was expecting. And at first I thought, okay, maybe I won't enjoy that, or maybe I won't be into that, because I am dying for more slashers. The idea of somebody wearing a skull outfit going around killing people, I would have been just good with that. But once I saw where they went with it, as far as a curse and the witch and just in the multiple killers that you had throughout this, I was in. I said, okay, not what I thought this was going to be, but I'm sold, and I'm okay with this, and I'm along for the ride. Our main characters, I found myself very much caring about. Dina is played by Kiana Madiri. I don't recognize this actress, but I thought she was great in the role. Was invested in this relationship that she used to have and wanted to continue to have with this Samantha girl. Like, I found myself rooting for them, which is something that in horror movies, do you really care about the couples? Not all the time. Olivia Scott-Welch plays Sam. Benjamin Flores Jr. plays Josh. He's the little brother of Dina. I like this actor not just because he's not your typical teenage actor, or at least actor that they would put in to a teenage thing. Like, he looked like just a regular kid. He did. He looked like a regular kid that I would see next door or in my school or whatever the case may be. And I appreciated that he got the girl, or he got a girl. He usually would just be the sidekick, that you would never see a girl being interested in him. in old movies. But no, they gave him a little side plot. Also, Kate is played by Julia Raywald. I liked her. She was a little spunky and had a little spice to her. I thought they might make her be a bitch. There was one scene where I thought, okay, that's kind of messed up what you're doing, but I also understand it. But no, she actually ended up being a decent person. And another character named Simon, played by Fred Hetchinger. I thought I would be annoyed of him as well because he's the goofy one, he's the silly one, but I ended up liking him as well. I liked all of these characters, I cared about all these characters. I actually found myself not wanting them to die. And avoiding spoilers, I will say that there are characters who do die in some horrific ways, and I found myself upset by those deaths, and I found myself, hurt by watching that. Like I said, this is a part one. They clearly establish and set up that there is more stories to tell in this. I love anthology type stuff, and this seems like it'll be a little bit more connected than just that. It seems like the next one will be 1978. So I am all in. I am here for Fear Street. Whoever idea this was into doing this, thank you, Netflix. Thank you. Horror deserved a little more, especially something that I am interested in. If I'm going to rate this, I'm going to give it... I mean, it's only part one. We'll see where the rest of the movies go. But I'll give it a full price. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of Fear Street 1994 Part 1? Did you like it as well? Were you digging it, or did you not care for it as much as I did? Do you not care about the rest of the parts? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!